Assalamu alaikum students. This lecture is for the class 6th. Today we will discuss about the organs of the government. Subject is the political science. As we know that India is a very big country. It has today we have 28 states and 8 union territories, including Jammu and Kashmir, which is recently added to the union territories of India. Constitution of India, as we know that it's the highest, or we can say the law making body. All the laws, all the rules are written in the constitution, according to which India and the Indian government works. So we can say India has 28 states and 8 union territories which function at their own respective places. So the Indian government performs variety of functions for the development of India, as first of all is creating laws and order, maintaining law and order, defend the law. That means these three functions are separately done by the Indian government by different organs. So let's see which are these organs of the government. As we know that government is made by a political party. When elections are done, then the political party which wins the election makes the government. Government is nothing but which frames policies and laws for the whole country, for the at the center level, at the state level. Different government works at the different places. So to perform various functions, Government of India have 3 branches, each have its own specific function and administration, and it is composed of, as we know that there are 3 branches of government, that is first one, executive branch, legislative branch and judiciary branch. These 3 organs are very important for the government and for the functions of the government. These work at their own respective places in their own jurisdiction. So executive performs its own function, legislative branch performs its own function, and judiciary branch performs its own function. Now we will discuss them one by one. First one includes the executive branch. It is responsible for daily administration of the state bureaucracy. It includes president, vice president and the prime minister. Whatever the administration of the state or whatever the functions are to be performed, that are the responsibility of executive branch. Administration of the state bureaucracy means that all the work which is whatever the laws or the policies which is framed by the legislative branch, the executive enforces them. The executive executes those policies at their level, at executive level. This is very important branch of government because all the policies are applied by this branch, this executive branch. So first one includes in executive branch the President of India. He is the head of the state, first citizen of India, as President is the sign of unity, integrity and solidarity of the nation. So President is the head of the state. State in the political term, country is called as state. So he is the head of the state, head of the country. He is called the first citizen of India. And the president determines the unity, integrity and solidarity of nation. He binds all the nation together. He binds all the government organs together. President is elected by members of both the houses of parliament and members of legislative assembly of states and territory. So who chooses president? It's the members of both the houses of parliament, that's Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These both the houses, their members choose the president, and including members of legislative assembly of states. The states and the union territories who have the legislative assembly, their members, and the both houses of the parliament, their members they choose the president for our country. The president appoints many officials in India, including governor of states, the chief justice of India, the other judges of Supreme Court and High Court on the advice of the other judges. So the work of the president, which is in the executive branch, he appoints many officials or many officers of India, like the governors. He appoints governors of states. Chief Justice of India is appointed by President. Other judges of Supreme Court or High Court are appointed by the President of India. He also appoints Attorney General, CAC, that's Chief Election Commissioner, and other members of UPSC. UPSC means Union Public Service Commission. All these members, high officials, are appointed by the President of India. The President serves as a supreme commander of the armed force and appoints the country's Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers. So, President has also the power of that he serves as a supreme commander of armed force, the army, the armed force of India. He is a supreme commander of that, and he also appoints our country's Prime Minister like Narendra Modi, which is presently the Prime Minister of India. He is appointed by President. Its cabinet ministers, all the cabinet like Defense Minister, Finance Minister, Foreign Minister, all are appointed by the President of India. Now in the executive branch, it also includes, like we discussed about President, Vice President and Prime Minister. So what are the powers of Vice President? Second highest constitutional position in India after the President. Represents the nation in the absence of the President. Ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So we can say Vice President, first position, constitutional position is to the President, and second is the Vice President. He represents the nation in the absence of President. When the President is not present in the country, then Vice President takes his or her place. He is also an ex officio Chairman of Rajya Sabha. That means Vice President of India, like today we have the the Venkata Naidu. He is the Vice President of India. He is also the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. He conducts all the meetings, sessions of Rajya Sabha. Then comes the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is the Chief of Indian Government, advisor to the President, head of Council of Ministers, leader of the majority party, allocates posts to all the members of Cabinet. That means Prime Minister is the Chief of Indian Government. That is, he is the above the government, or we can say he is the leader of the head of the government. Advisor to the President, he advises President on many decisions. He is the head of the Council of Ministers. His ministers are appointed by the President on advice of Prime Minister. He is the head of them, and he is the leader of the majority party. Like the Narendra Modi is the head of the BJP, leader of the BJP, Prime Minister of our country. So his party gains the majority, and he is the leader of that party. He also allocates posts to all the members of Cabinet. He gives the different ministers to different work, like Defense Minister Rajnath Singh is given the Defense Authority. Sitaraman, that is given the Finance Ministry. So these are the different posts to different ministers of his Cabinet. Then comes the legislative branch. That was about the executive. That executive works for the welfare of the country. Executive implements the different laws and policies, and that includes the President, Vice President and Prime Minister. Their functions, their work which is done by them. Then second branch is the legislative branch. The legislative branch of Indian government is called the Indian Parliament. So Indian Parliament is called the legislative branch of the Indian government. It includes President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So in legislative branch we include President, which we already discussed, Lok Sabha, it is called the lower house of the parliament, and Rajya Sabha, which is called the upper house of the parliament. These Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are the two houses of the Indian parliament, and this is called the legislative branch of Indian government. That this will be discussed in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.